Hi, welcome, and let's get started on the mat. So bring yourself into a tabletop position with your hands underneath your armpits and your knees underneath your head. You want to roll those shoulders down and away from your ears. We're just going to start by finding our core connection. So we will relax the belly completely. Take a nice big breath in into the side of the ribs. As we breathe out, we're going to pull the belly up and in towards us, like we're putting on a tiny pair of jeans. Then we're going to relax the belly once more. Keep everything nice and long. As we breathe out, we're hugging the tummy muscles inwards, so they feel like they're traveling up in towards your spine. Relax, and we do this once more, keeping the shoulders down, keeping the neck nice and long. Breathe in. As you breathe out, pull the belly muscles in towards you. Find that contraction, or at least a sensation, and then we relax. Taking it into our cat-cow. So if we remember, we're moving on the exhale. A big breath goes in. As we exhale this time, we start by tucking the tailbone under, dropping our chin towards our chest, finding that angry cat stretch, and then we reverse it. We start to move the pelvis forward, lifting our head and pulling the shoulder blades into our imaginary back pocket. Breathing in at the top. Exhale, move from the pelvis once more, pull in the pelvis underneath us, drop your chin in towards your chest, look back towards your feet. Breathe in, open your gaze towards the ceiling, pull the shoulders back and down. Good. Let's go for one more of these. Keep the arms long. And then come back into your neutral position, so where we're not rounded or flexed in either posture. We're going to work now on our coordination and balance, so take a breath in. When you breathe out, take your left hand and your right leg away from one another. So the hand goes forward and the foot goes back. We pause in this balanced position, and then we bring it back in with control. Take a moment to pause, and then we repeat. Hand goes forward, foot goes backwards. We try and stay balanced, and we come back in. If you find yourself rocking over to one side, just reposition your hand and your foot, see if that helps. As you breathe out this time, reach the arm and leg away. Inhale, bring it back in. Let's do 3 more of these. Stay strong on the hand and the knee that connected to the mat. Return. Think about your core. A lot has to happen here to keep you balanced. That's why we use our breath. Last one. Breathing out, reach forward with the hand, reach back with the foot, and then return. Soften those shoulders back and down, reposition if you need to, take a breath. And then the left foot and the right arm, reach forward and backwards, and then return. Think about your balance here. So the hand and the foot stay connected to the floor. We've not worked up to lifting it just yet. Breathe out, reach. Inhale, return. Think about your balance here. Again, if you feel like you're a bit wobbly or you're leaning to one side a bit too much, just take a second to reposition. One more from this point. Good, bringing it back in. And we're going to go into a lovely stretch called thread the needle. We're going to take our right hand off the mat and open it up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in here, so you're going to feel a stretch for the side of the body. As you breathe out, you're going to take that hand, reach it underneath your right armpit, turn your head to look towards your hand, and then take it back up on an inhale. Nice big stretch at the top. Exhale, we rotate through the middle. Inhale, open it up for a lovely stretch. Exhale, reach it through. One more time. Good. Bring your hand down onto the mat, swapping sides. Take your left hand up towards the ceiling. And then rotate from your ribs, reach it underneath the armpit, turn your head. Inhale, open up. Exhale, rotate, bend the elbow off the opposite arm to give you a bit more room to reach. 2 more times. Last one. Good, bring your hands back down onto the mat, but take your hands out to the side and we're gonna go into our press ups. So bend the elbows, bring your head and your chest closer towards the mat, push into the hands, straightening the arms. Good, going down and then back up. I want you to achieve this with control. So if going down low doesn't feel manageable for you, play about with how far you can go today and use that as your goal to test yourself. Good, 4. We're going for 6 here, so 2 more. Bend the elbows, come closer to the mat, push and come back up. Arms should be feeling a little bit of work now. Good. And then send it back into a child's pose. Take a moment to relax. Slide the hand forwards, drop your head down between your arms. Big breath into the back of the body, relax. Bring yourself up when you're ready and over onto your left hand side. If you have a ball to hand, you'll need this. So we're on our left hand side with our elbow underneath our shoulder, our feet behind us. We're in this sideline position. The ball is down in front of us. We're going to start with a plank. So we think about moving the hips up. Take a breath. As you breathe out, you're going to try and lift the hips away from the floor. Come back down. Take a moment to rest. Breathing in. As you breathe out, you're going to push your hand into the ball, lift the hips. Feel your waist contract. Come back down. So we're trying not to dump into that shoulder joint by keeping the collarbones wide. Breathe out, lift the hips, push your hands. Good. 3 more times. So a little thing I like to think about is squeezing the knees together to lift the hips. Also activates a little bit of the glutes. If you need to reposition your upper body, please feel free to do so. Last one. Good, rest. Pop the ball to the side and then bring yourself onto your belly. Make a diamond position with your hands, place them down on the mat and rest your head on your hands. Take a nice big breath in here. Notice how it feels with the rib cage expanding with air, and as you breathe out, notice how it softens. Nice big breath into the ribs. As we breathe out this time, we're going to lift our head away from our hands, keeping our hands on the mat. So, take a breath in at the bottom. As you breathe out, you're going to lift your head away from your hands and come up as if you're trying to find that last rib. And then soften back down. Breathe in once more. As you breathe out, lift the belly muscles in towards you. Reach your head up without cranking your neck. And soften back down onto the mat. 2 more times like this. Big breath in. Breathe out, lift your head, lift your chest into your back extension. So you should start to feel some of the muscles in your lower back do some work here. Last one. Slowly float yourself up. Good, soften back down onto the mat. Bring your hands out to the side with your elbows a little bit lower than your shoulders. Head rests down on the mat. Take that breath in again. As you breathe out this time, head comes up, chest comes up, and then lift your hands away from the mat. A little bit of a squeeze through the shoulder blades to help lift the arms. Then return back down with control. Soften onto the mat, take a breath, and on the next exhale, you lift your head, lift the chest. A little squeeze of the shoulder blades to help lift the arms up. And back down, 2 more from this point. Breathe in. As we breathe out, we lift, we lengthen that spine, we bring the hands away from the mat, we soften back down. Rest your head to the side if you want to. Come up, lift your head, chest and arms. Reach the hands forward and then place it all back down onto the mat. Relax the shoulders. We're now going to work into our swimming exercise. So the focus here will be on the lower body, trying to remain still if possible. Nice big breath in. As you breathe out, one hand comes up as you lift your head and it lowers back down as you return to the mat, swapping sides. Other hand lifts up and back down. Good. From this point, we've got 4 more. Inhale, back down. Exhale, lift. Should be starting to feel this now in our back, or at least the muscles around our spine. Last one. Good. Bring the hands underneath the armpits with your elbows nice and high. Tuck your toes. With a bit of energy, you're going to push yourself up onto your knees and take yourself into child's pose once more. Separate the knees. Reach your hands down the mat and then bring your head down as close towards the mat as comfortable. Once more, taking a nice big breath into the back of the body. Softening down. Take your hands over to the right hand, to the left hand side of the mat with your right hand going on top. Your head once more goes down between your arms and you're going to push your hips away. Feel a stretch through the side of the body. Over to the other side with your left hand going on top. Soften your head down between your arms and then reach your hips away, as if you're pressing them back onto your feet. Good. Bring your hands back into center and bring yourself up. We're going to go over onto our right hand side, grabbing the ball to do our planks. Bring your elbow underneath your shoulder, so you're on your forearm, your feet behind you, and your knees together. The ball is down in front. Big breath in, and as we did on the other side, you're going to lift the hips and press your hand gently into the ball. Return down to the mat. Stay lifted. We're not collapsing into that shoulder joint. As we breathe out, lift the hips, press your hand into the ball. Continue your breath. Inhale, soften back down. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more times. Exhale, lift, press the ball. Feel some work through the core here. Last time. Good. Rest. I'd like you to come into a seated position now with the ball. Place the ball down between the legs, however's comfortable for you. We're going to practice stretching forward. So I want you to find a nice upright position. Place your hands onto the ball. With a breath, we're going to move. So as we breathe in, place your hands onto the ball. Take a nice big breath. When you breathe out, you're going to reach the ball forward, roll it forward, drop your head down towards your knees, feel a stretch through the upper back, and then slowly roll the ball back in towards you until you find that nice upright position. Breathe out, go again, reach the ball forward, drop your head down between your arms, feel a stretch through the back of the body. If you're tight in the legs, you might feel it in the back of the legs, and then roll yourself back up until you're upright. 2 more times. Big breath in, exhale. As we breathe out, we're hugging the belly muscles in towards us. We're going to reach the hands forward, like you're diving forward, and then pull it all back up. 1 more time. Breathe out. And breathe in. Good. Lift the ball up now, so it's just in line with your chest. And we're going to start to move the arms in a circle. So you're going to open the hands out to the side, pass the ball behind you, and then bring it forward. Do this while remaining upright through the spine. So pass the ball behind you, and then out in front. Good. Doesn't really matter which way we're going. Last one, and then hold it out in front. We're going to do something that's quite similar to a movement you'll be doing often if you drive a car and you have to reach into the back seat. So you're going to hold the ball with your right hand, and with your left hand you're going to rotate and reach behind, and then bring your hand back to touch the ball. Stay upright. Reach behind and come back in. So it's mimicking holding the steering wheel and then reaching behind you for whatever reason. Last one. Reach and come back in. Swap inside. So the left hand holds the ball now. Breathe in. As we breathe out, we reach. So we're trying to move with a little bit more control. Reach behind and return. Good, 2 more. And last one. Good, pop the ball down to the side, roll the shoulders a little bit, relax your arms. We're gonna come down onto the mat, so gently return yourself onto the mat, have your knees bent and your feet in line with your sit bones. Relax your arms down by your side. Just take a moment to find that posture for yourself, so visualizing the spine being quite straight, connecting to your pelvis and your feet. We're going to lift our right leg into that tabletop position and practice our knee drops. So left hand's going to go onto the left hip. As we breathe out this time, you're going to open that knee out to the side. What your hand is doing is offering that feedback and then bring the knee back in. So it's a soft, quiet movement. Breathe out, open the leg out to the side. Inhale, bring it back in. Good. Open it out and then return. So your hand might also feel a little bit of activity through the abs, trying to keep your hips balanced, working with your breath. Last one. Good. Bring the foot back down. You're going to swap. So you're going to place your right hand on your hip. Bring your left leg into tabletop, just making sure the thigh is over the hip socket. As you breathe out, gently open that knee out to the side and inhale, return. Nice smooth movement, as much as you can manage. Good, using that feedback from the hand on the hip, slightly opening it out to the side, gently return. You've got 3 more. So breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, open the knee out to the side. Inhale, bring it back in. Last one. Good, bring the foot back down, rest. We're gonna go with that same movement, but start adding an arm into it. So your left hand will go up into a straight line above the shoulder. Your right leg is gonna come up into that tabletop position. So we're going to do 6 of these where the arm and leg open like pages of a book. So gently open the arm and leg out to the side. Just go so far as you feel in control through the middle of your body, and then inhale, bring it all back in. If that breath pattern doesn't work for you, just concentrate on the feeling of staying balanced. So try not to open and roll out to the side. So you might see it's a slight movement, 2 more. Good, last one. And then bring it down, rest. We're gonna go into the other side. So fold that leg into tabletop, bring your hand up above your shoulder socket, 6 on this side. Breathe in, as you breathe out, gently open the arm and leg out to the side. Inhale, close the imaginary pages of a book. Inhale, open. So again, it's not a big movement. If you can feel that your arm and leg are able to go quite close towards the floor, you might not be concentrating so much on the control element across the core. 3 more. Good. So breathe in, opening, and then drawing it back in. Last one. Good, rest, pop the foot down, place your hands down by your side. I'm gonna take it into a single leg stretch. So I'd like you to bring your left leg in towards you, place your hands on the knee or the shin bone. Then you're gonna reach your right leg forward as if you're stretching it up towards the ceiling or the wall in front of you, keeping your head down on the mat and focusing on your hips, staying quite still. We take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we're gonna swap. We're gonna stretch the other leg and hug the other one in towards us. Breathe in. As we exhale, we swap. Nice. So again, the focus is on control. Keep the hips still, working with your breath, not against it. So each time you breathe out, we're gonna move. Nice. So we've got 5 more from this point. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Bring both knees in towards you. Just give them a gentle squeeze in, almost lifting your bum off the mat, and place your feet down on the floor. Grab your ball. We're going to go into the final little bit of our core sequence. Fold your left leg into tabletop and place your right hand on the ball, holding it across the body. We're going to do 8 reps of resist the ball, which is where we breathe and we squeeze the hand and the knee in towards one another as we exhale, finding that core connection. We inhale and we soften. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale. Squeeze the hand and the knee gently together. Inhale, relax that sensation. And we go again. And release. Now if you're able to do this movement, add that pelvic floor lift and then release. So you're coordinating your breath, your pelvic floor and your core connection. So it takes a little bit more concentration. And when you press your hand and your knee together, you're just feeling tension in the ball rather than trying to push the hand and the knee together too hard. They're just coming slightly closer together. Last one. And relax. Let's swap sides. Fold your right leg in towards you. Place your left hand on the ball. Doing the same on this side. Breathe in. As you exhale, press the hand and the knee together. Feel the core do a little bit of work here. Inhale, relax. Breathe out, press the hand and knee together. Inhale, relax. Good. Nicely done, halfway through. So think about the ball just finding a little bit of tension, feeling the core, and release. Add that pelvic floor lift if you haven't already. Don't worry if it's too much to concentrate on right now. Last one, and rest. We're going to take it into our stretches now. I'd like you to take your left ankle on top of your right knee. Pass your hands around the right thigh, pull it in towards you, feel a stretch for your glutes. The tighter you hug this in towards you, the slightly more stretch you might feel. Again, trying to breathe into it. And then we swap. With our right ankle going on top of our left leg, pass the hands around the thigh, pull it in towards you. Go to where it feels comfortable. And then place your feet on the floor. With your hands out to the side, gently roll your knees from left to right. So they reach towards the floor, they slowly come back across over to the other side. And you should feel a stretch through the side of the body. When you're ready, bring yourself up to seated. We will finish with a side bend. So we'll reach one hand over the body and then we'll go to the other side. Reach your fingertips long. Last one. And we'll finish there.